Hello and welcome to Beyond the Ordinary. Today I'm going to be talking about the works of Timothy Ellis, and in particular his latest Spacemage book, which is Fleet Commander Spacemage, something like that. Essentially, the protagonist, his name is Bud, is now reaching the level where he's ordering whole fleets around, so he should be an admiral. He's doing the job of an admiral, but he's not called an admiral. Timothy Ellis has written a whole load. I'm talking about 30-ish books, all set in essentially the same series. When I say essentially, we have a few different protagonists over the different series, one of which is called Hunter, another one is Thorn. In this particular part of the series, it's Bud who is the protagonist, who is a relation to Thorn. Yes, their family believe in plant names. And all of the books are essentially science fantasy, as in we have lots and lots of science-based rockets, I'm going to call them rockets, spaceships, fighting alien monsters, but there is that fantasy element that is involved in all of the stories. And now I'm being blinded by the sun, so I'm sorry if I'm squinting at the camera. And essentially all of the books turn out to be the same. So yes, over the Spacemage series, Bud has gone from being a junior lieutenant all the way up to effectively an admiral, but you can write a Timothy Ellis book before it's even come out. You have your protagonist, of which there are several. You have some sort of alien which is your antagonist, or you have a different type of antagonist if you look in the Hunter books, who aren't necessarily alien, but you have an antagonist who is going to be defeated absolutely easily because your protagonist is a Mary Sue. So they can never be defeated, and there is never any real conflict. Even though the Timothy Ellis books are all based on war, there is never a shadow of a doubt as to who is going to win. There is not even a hint that it's difficult for the protagonist. So it doesn't really matter what the antagonist is and what they're doing, because they're just going to be wiped. In this latest book, Bud has got to deal with the difficulties of high command, but he doesn't really do very well at that. He does a little bit of it, but it's not taken into any real depth. Because another thing that Timothy Ellis does as an author is write at a frenetic pace and not develop any of his real ideas. So it's conflict, all of which are easily resolved. The end. Hand out the medals, hand out another rank to the protagonist, move on to the next book. And this disappoints me, because I feel like Timothy Ellis is actually capable of doing a lot more. There are hints within his books that he can actually deal with the responsibilities of a higher rank and what that actually means, that he can do with personal conflicts and what being part of the military does to relationships. But there is only ever a hint in his books rather than any real exploration of what these things mean. All the books tend to be very much the same. So there's obviously a lot of people who like Timothy's style of writing, but for me it's the fact that the stories are almost identical. Whoever the protagonist is, whoever the antagonist is, it makes it much harder to take this as a serious series. I don't think the author actually intends it as a serious series. Now, there are authors who are similarly light, I think, but do it much better. Someone like Simon R. Green, for example, is a much better writer than Timothy Ellis. And if you look at the Deathstalker series of Simon R. Green and compare it with the Spacemage series or the Hunter series, there is no comparison. So for this reason, I am going to award Timothy Ellis, and particularly this book, but I think all of his books are virtually identical, so you can treat all of his books the same, and I'm going to grade them 5 out of 10. There is some readability, there's some fun, it's all very fast paced, but you're left with that slightly nasty taste in your mouth of where was the conflict? Where was the difficulty? Why is his personality not really developed? Because he's not had any actual story arc, character arc, building arc, I should say. The story arc is defined very quickly. Have conflict, beat person, move on, gain rank, gain rewards, and everything is done at breakneck speed, as I said. Bud has reached the rank it is in less than 6 months. Hunter in that series became an admiral in less than 6 months. There is no realism in these books, and I hope Timothy Ellis will actually watch this review and think about what he's doing and make him a bit better, because he's not a bad writer, he's just not a good one, and I think he has the capacity to be a good writer. I'd hoped with a bit more work and a bit more depth, he could even be a great one. So, hope you've enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.